Okay, hello everybody. Welcome. It's almost spring. I hope you've got spring in your step. Spring's in the air. First day of spring tomorrow. Can you let me know if you can hear me, please? Just by letting me know in the chat section. It should be enabled to the right of your video. And once we know that people can see my screen and hear me, we can proceed with the training. Massive training this week, all about funnels. Lots of great information. I was hoping to have a check sheet completed for you, but I've not finished it. So I'll have it for you next week. It'll be a download next week. There'll be a check sheet on the funnels and the 11 essential elements that go to building a funnel, which we'll be covering today. So please let me know if you can hear me, and we will get on with the training. If you can just put a yes in the chat, or hi there, can hear you, or yes, can see the screen, whatever it is you want to put in there, just so that I know that the broadcast is working. These Google Hangouts are prone to little challenges, let's put it that way, where, okay, thanks Thelma. If you can see and hear me, I suppose everybody else can. Not sure how many are here. We've got, hello Jim, nice to see you. Introduce yourselves to people in the chat section, let them know where you're from, and we can get on with what we're doing. Hi Dennis, nice to see some familiar faces in here. There has been a broadcast about it. I sent out for the first time, I think this year, but it didn't go out till probably an hour or two ago. So a lot of people are going to miss that, but hopefully they'll get the replay, because some great information coming up in this training today. So we might as well, without further ado, get cracking. Any questions you've got, put them in the chat section. We will, I'll check back frequently and just see if there are any questions there. Most of them I'll answer at the end when we have our usual questions and answer section. I'm happy to answer anything about marketing. I perhaps don't know all the answers, but I know most of them, and the ones I don't know I can find out from you. Find out for you, sorry. And I'm also happy to answer questions on any of the programs that I administer and run. So we'll cover most of that at the end. We'll proceed now with going through a little bit about the funnels. People call them sales funnels, and I'm not sure that that really is a good description of them. They always shape them in the funnel shape, but a funnel tends to capture things and diverts it all down, and it all comes out of the bottom end, so that you can put a lot in and get it channeled into the right areas. And you'll put a lot into a funnel, but you're never going to get everything out of a funnel. There is a filtering process that goes on in a funnel, and I think perhaps they would be better called filters, because you put a lot in at the top and you'll get a lot less out at the bottom. Down at the bottom right here, this awareness, interest, desire, action, it shows 10% coming out at the bottom, and I suppose that's a reasonable sort of assumption for most funnels. If you get 10% sales from the stuff that's going in at the top, you'd be doing pretty well in most cases. But it's a filtering process that goes on. When you think about it, there are very few products that have universal appeal. So everybody that lands on your page isn't going to be interested in what you have to offer. This particularly applies to business opportunities and money-making programs and this sort of thing. People are likely to be skeptical about them, and making money online isn't as easy as people would have you believe. It's not that it's particularly difficult, it's just that it's hard to get all the right information in one place and focus on it and do it to the extent that is required to provide you with the success that you would want from your online business. So it's not necessarily difficult stuff, but it's hard sometimes. It's quite simple, but simple doesn't mean it's not hard. If it was easy, everybody would be wealthy. They would all have online businesses and we'd have nobody flying the planes that we need to go on our vacations or looking after the hotels and helping us check in, making our beds. There'd be no bus drivers. There'd be no shop assistants in the supermarkets. There'd be no maids to come and clean our homes, no gardeners to do our gardens. You know, all these essential services are there and people are doing them, and not all those people doing them want to be doing something else. Not everybody wants to go to the trouble of learning how to make a lot of money online. Some people, most people probably, have sort of dreams of having a lot of cash and being able to buy a big house and drive that new car, but they're not prepared to do anything about it. And that's the difference. And as I say, that's a good thing, because we need all these people doing a multitude of different things so that we can spend our money where we want and get the services that we want. So let's look at a funnel as a filtering device, something that we can add lots and lots of people into the top. Excuse me. And we can see whether they're interested, see whether they're qualified, and get them to a point where, okay, if they are interested and they are qualified and we can help them, we can offer them something of value, then they will become a sale. So next slide. Here we go. This is continuing the 7 things you must master to have a strong online business. And we started with mindset in the first of these, and then we went on to getting traffic, converting traffic into leads, how to create unbeatable offers and irresistible offers, and now we're on to funnels. What a funnel is, how we must build it, and how we can use a funnel to help us be successful. And if you've missed any of those first 4 in this series or any of the other trainings I've done, you can find them at www.sawwp.com/YT, and that's my YouTube channel. And there's lots and lots of stuff on there, and you'll have to sort of sift through it all to find the bits that you want and that you're interested in. I don't know how many, there's hundreds of videos I've uploaded there. And that's the channel where I upload all the sort of training and things like this. I have other channels too, but if you are just wanting to look at the last one, the best place to find it is World Wide Web sawwp.com again /hush HUSH, and that will take you to a recording of the last session, and it'll have, if there are downloads or other links and things that I offer, those will be available on that page, which you won't get from a YouTube channel. So those are two URLs that you might find useful in going back. My purpose with these trainings on Thursdays is to help you to become proficient at driving sales to any product or offer. It doesn't matter what you're in, what business it is, whether it's a retail business, whether it's a service industry. No matter what business you're in, multi-level marketing, CPA offers, selling sideboards, or doing carpet cleaning, whatever it is. Any business is about sales, and my training is designed to help you become proficient at driving more sales to your business, your chosen business. Okay? I want to teach you to be a specialist in that, because that will enable you then to make as much money as you want at will. Once you become a proficient marketer, you can just set up a campaign and get it organized and get it making money, scale it up, and just rake in as much money as you want. It's like making money, picking money out of thin air. Once you can do that, you'll not be dependent on any third party, person or thing, not dependent on any particular business opportunity. It doesn't matter whether it changes the rules or it goes bust, because you can just move on and use your marketing skills. And you'll find that you become very much in demand. As soon as you start being recognized, and you will be recognized, people will start coming to you to promote their offers, and they'll offer you advantageous terms. There is a lot of money being offered for people now to promote binary options, usually $200 or $250 for somebody that downloads free software. And the reason that they pay so highly is because people lose money doing it. It's a form of gambling, and people lose huge amounts of money. And the people that have these so-called softwares that mean that you can't fail make money off the off the losses of the people, and that's why they can offer so much cash. And I don't recommend that you get involved in that, either buying or downloading the software and trying to use it, or in promoting it, because it's simply not ethical. But it's offering big money at the moment, and I get people, because I'm known as somebody that can drive sales, and I'm known as a specialist marketer, if you like. I get people coming to me and they're offering me $400, $500, $600 per download, where normally people are being paid $200, $250. So you will find yourself in demand, and that's just an example of how. And that's what all these trainings are about. It's about you being able to do that, becoming a specialist, because specialists are the people that make money. If you think about it, a specialist brain surgeon makes a lot more money than your normal general practitioner. Unfortunately, a brain surgeon is a little bit limited in how much he can make. He might be able to make $1 million a year or whatever, but he can't go beyond that, because it's all based on his ability to perform a certain number of operations, these surgeries. Whereas you as a marketer are totally unlimited, because with the internet, we have an absolute global market with billions and billions of people there. There's enough for everybody to be wealthy, as long as they take the trouble to learn how to market things. So that's what we're all about. And that's why we're going to go through funnels this week. And if you've not seen the other 4, those are the URLs you need to check on them and find out what we've been through already. So what's a simple funnel? The simplest funnel of all is a squeeze page. If you don't know what a squeeze page is, it's one of those pages that I'm sure you've seen where they say, put your email address in here to subscribe to our newsletter, or to get this, or to be kept up to date with that, or whatever. It's a page where where essentially you can opt in to somebody's list and they will send you information. Squeeze page, and that goes to a thank you page where they say, thanks for opting in, we'll send you all the information that you've asked for. These can take various different forms. Squeeze page really describes a page where there is nothing else you can do on that page other than opt in or close the page. I mean, there are places where you'll get opt-in forms, like on a blog. You will get an opt-in form quite often on a blog that says sign up for our money making tips newsletter or something like that. And that really is an opt-in page. It's still the first page of a funnel, but it's not a squeeze page. A squeeze page is just something that somebody's gone to, and they've only got 2 choices. They either put in their email and go on, or they close the page. And that's why it's called a squeeze page. There's nothing else they can do. But perhaps I should have put opt-in page there, because any opt-in page can be the start of a funnel. And a natural sequence, as I say, is they go to a thank you page so that they know that their sign up has been successful, and then they'll start receiving emails from your autoresponder and any broadcasts that you do and this sort of thing. But a thank you page can do more than just say thanks for signing up. It can contain an offer. You could have an offer on there. Thanks for signing up for my money making tips newsletter. While you're here, I'm waiting for my first email to come to you. Why don't you just check out this link below, which I think you will find very interesting, or whatever. I mean, you can sell it in, it depends on what it is, of course. If you've actually one common thing that happens on a squeeze page is people will say, put your email address in to get this free report or free video or download this something or other. And your thank you page can contain the download for that, the link for the download. Although it's better actually on your thank you page, if you've offered a download, to say, I am sending your download link to the email address you registered with for the product, and that'll be with you in the very near future, and I hope you enjoy it. And the reason for that is people often put in false email addresses because they don't really want to sign up. They just wanted to get the free thing that was being offered, and this stops them doing that. They can either say, okay, I'm not that bothered about it anyway, I'm not gonna receive it, or they say, okay, I really wanted that, and they go back and they put in a genuine email address. So that's that's one way of stopping that, but it can contain your download links if you want. It can also contain additional information, free information, valuable information, or it could be information about you, branding yourself, explaining who you are and why you've set this up and how you can help them and what sort of services you offer and this sort of thing. So there's a lot you can do even with a very simple funnel. And as we get a little bit more complex, we get a simple sales funnel. And that, once again, starts with your squeeze page. Everything you do should start with an opt-in page or a squeeze page. Unless perhaps you are mailing to an existing list where you don't want them opting into another autoresponder, and then you could send them straight to a sales page or something like that in a funnel. But normally, you would send everybody through a squeeze page. And another way of doing this, even if you're sending to your list, is you could send people to your squeeze page, and anybody that opts into that list, you can set to automatically be taken out of the other list, so that you know that people on this particular list are interested in this type of offer, whereas you might have a general list that people have opted into that you send everything to, and once they opt into this specific list, you can take them out of that general list, so that you send them stuff that's more directly related to them. So squeeze page, you still go to a thank you page, but you also go to a sales page, and there are different ways of doing that. You could make your thank you page your sales page, as I said, or they can go to be directed to a different sales page once they've been to the thank you page. Your thank you page could say, thanks for opting in, this is me and this is what I do, and I think this is really good, like I said. From there they go to a sales page, and from the sales page they go to an order form, and from the order form they get some sort of completion, a thank you, a confirmation of purchase, and also if it's whatever they bought, you can tell them how they're going to get delivery. If it's a downloadable product, you can give them the download link. If it's a tangible product, you can tell them how and when it's going to be shipped, and this sort of thing. Very useful because they automate everything. What we've got here is a little diagram. The capture page over here on the left. I don't know whether you can see my cursor on the webinar, but anyway, there's a capture page and it's numbered 1, and they opt in and they get onto your email list, and from there you can send them to your free product if you've offered a free product, and from the free product you can send them to a sales page, and your email follow-ups, and we're going to go into this in more depth next week. Your email follow-ups can keep getting them to sales pages and this sort of thing. But that's through your emails, okay? So your email, free product, and to your sales page. But they also have this route. From the capture page, they go to the thank you page, to a sales page, and they either buy or they don't. And if they don't buy, you can send them to something, perhaps, let's suppose you're selling something for $50 and it's got 10 parts. You could say, okay, I can't understand why you've not been able to do that. Maybe just $50 is a little bit too much for you. So what about if I let you have 7 of the 10 items, but only charge you $25? And then once you've experienced all this, and if you've got a bit more money, we can get the other 3 bits to you. So you can do a downsell. Okay. And so people here that didn't buy, you send them here, and they'll either buy or they don't. And if they buy, obviously they're going to go through the completion section. And if they don't buy, you could even have them going to a free membership area. Say, okay, for some reason this didn't suit you, but why don't you take up my free membership, where you'll get lots of tips, you'll get into the back office, there's lots of training and great things in there, all connected with whatever it is that you're interested in, and you can get them into a membership site with a free membership. And then once they're in there, from there you can have all sorts of links and things that get them back to sales pages. So you're keeping them in a cycle, keeping them in things. And here we've got the same thing, but we've got the sales page here. Now, if they said yes to the sales page, you can actually go and say, okay, that's great. You've made a wise decision. But people that bought this product also bought this. And you'll see this done on a lot of sites now. Amazon are very good at this. People that bought this product also bought this, this, and this. You'll see at the bottom. Or people that inquired or looked at this product were also interested in this, this, and this. And it's the same way. They're upselling from their website, from their web page. You're upselling here in your funnel because you say, okay, you bought that and that's a great decision. It's a wise decision. So this product here would go very well with that. And you could also direct people from the downsell if they didn't buy here, rather than sending them to a free membership, or if they did buy, no, if they didn't buy, sorry, keep them to the free membership. But if they bought the downsell, then once again, you can send them here and add this extra product on. And once again, if they don't buy this, you can send them to another downsell. And if they do, you can upsell them. And, you know, this can have multiple different facets to it. I've seen funnels with 40 or 50 different parts to them, where people can either get through pretty quickly and down here, or they can keep going through and they get upsells, downsells, all depending on what direction they take. Sometimes you can put too many things in and it can put people off, but these can be diversions from different situations. If you're finding out what people are wanting and what they're not wanting, then you can say, okay, you're interested in this type of thing, there's this one as well that's also like this, rather than sending everybody to that particular item. So because a funnel has an awful lot of different pages in it, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody is seeing all those pages. It's channeling people the right way. It's filtering, once again, it's filtering them based on their decisions through different options. And that's what a good funnel does. So I said I was in the process of doing this, and what I did was I got these 11 rules together, and I was going to put this into a handout, a little ebook or report or whatever you call it, cheat sheet. I don't know. I've not got round to doing it yet, but as I say, this is what I'll be providing for you next week, and it'll be in a way that you can use this yourself for as a free offer, or you could, it'll be quite valuable. You can sell it. One thing that is often good to do is to sell things for $1, because if people won't pay $1 for something, they're probably never going to buy anything from you anyway. But if they'll pay $1 for something that is offering real value, like this will be, you've then got a buyer in there. And if we go back, just go back here, this sales page here could be a $1 offer. It could be a $1 offer for this report that I'm going to make. And if they buy it, you say, okay, this is all about funnels. How do you build your funnels? How do you build your squeeze pages? And there are lots of affiliate things out there for building squeeze pages, building funnels. One of the best actually is I can't think what it's called, and I use it. ClickFunnels. It's Russell's program, ClickFunnels. Excellent, an excellent program for building funnels. It really automates the whole process for you. You've still got to put in a bit of content, but it's all done, and it's very easy to use compared to other things. But this, as I say, could be a $1 offer, and then you could upsell them on something like ClickFunnels. You could upsell them on leads, traffic to the funnel once they've built it, and so on. So you could start off with just a very low cost thing, or a $1 thing. And as I say, if people aren't going to pay $1 for something of value, they're unlikely to do anything else. But I'm not sure what you'd downsell them. You would probably have to go straight down to a free membership. But anyway, get back to the 11 rules. Let me just check and see if we've got any comments here at the moment. What is your training YouTube channel again? Okay, we'll get back to that. It's but I'll tell you, it's sawwp.com/YT, and that'll get you there. So when you're building your funnel, you've got to understand that every page that a person gets to, whether it's their order page or the sales page or the opt-in form or the thank you page, every page is a landing page. Every page is an opportunity for you to enhance their experience of going through the funnel. And if you don't do that, on the negative side, every page is a page where they can drop out of the funnel. It's an opportunity for them to say, enough, I'm out of here. So every page, you've got to treat it as a landing page. They've just arrived at that page. You've got to grab their attention again, stimulate their interest again, build that into a burning desire, and give them a call to action. And that's what you've got to do on every single page of your funnel. Okay? Every page is a landing page. You want to have high visibility navigation for key sales funnel pages across the site. I mean, if you've got, if you're doing a launch and people, you may have seen this on some pages where they have maybe 3 or 4 videos or links across the top of the page, and you get there on day 1 and day 2 and day 3 and day 4 are there, but you can't click on them yet. You've got to wait for that. You've got to receive the email that gives you the link for that thing. And if they've got to perhaps day 3 and they want to go back to day 1, they want to be able to get back there and say, okay, I remember, but I want to just check on that again. So you want high visibility navigation for anything that is important in that funnel that they may want to get to. You don't want them going there out of order, but there are ways of restricting that. But you do want them to have the ability to get to places that would be beneficial to them and to you in operating the funnel. The third rule is you need high visibility for calls to action, offers and forms. You want to put them where people can see them. Calls to action, blog sidebars, offers in the navigation panel, get free leads here so that they can click on it. Pop-ups. Very useful. If somebody's reading something, send them a pop-up saying, okay, this is interesting to you. This can perhaps help you, or opt in here, or whatever. And put links into them. Okay, so make it obvious what you expect people to do, what you want people to do, and how they can do it. Make it very, very clear for everybody exactly what you want them to do and how they can do it. Okay, we've got a little bit smaller in our type here because I got carried away here, got a bit verbose. There's a 25 times rule for headlines. Headlines are extremely important. And when you write a headline, rewrite it. Write it probably 10 times initially. Put it down, set it aside, do something else, then come back to it and write it again another 10 times. All different. Until you've got 25 different headlines, and then go through them all and cross out the ones that you don't like and get down to the one that is really good. And you want one target SEO keyword in your headline. So if it's a keyword, can be a keyword phrase as well. I mean, it can be home business, which is 2 words, but it can be one SEO keyword. Okay, so get that into your headline and rewrite your headlines and go back to them and keep going over them. And headlines are very important when you're split testing. Split test your headlines as well, because even if you think you've got the best headline in the world, put in a different one and see how it compares, see what sort of difference it makes to your marketing. So, and make your goal clear and compelling. So once again, you've got to have people understanding what you want them to do. I don't know whether you've ever been to upworthy.com, but that was a website that grew to millions of subscribers in under 2 years. And the reason they did that is because they became experts at writing headlines that convince people to click and share. So it's worth a visit to upworthy.com. 5, your funnel pages should focus on keywords with purchase intent. Okay. Once again, these are phrases. They don't need to be just a keyword. Isn't a single word. It's a key phrase. You'll hear people talk about long tail keywords. They can be 6 or 7 words linked together to get somewhere. You don't want them too long, but you can really focus on something. And buying intent is buy Sony headphones or get professional SEO services. These are keywords that are actionable, things that people might put in when they're really, really looking for something. If somebody is looking to get their car washed, they might put in, where can I find a mobile car valet service? So, you know, you would want get mobile car valet service or something like that in your keywords, you know. And your blog pages, these are different. The keywords that you want on your blog pages are informative, because people go online increasingly to buy things, but also they go on to research things. And so you want something with research intent in your keywords for your blog. And that's the difference. Buying intent for your funnel, research intent for your blog. An example there is wedding theme ideas, or the same thing, wedding speech outlines, this sort of thing. It's good to have, this is point number 6, good to have an FAQ section to address objections and elaborate on key points for clarity. You are not there when the person is to handle their doubts and fears. So you've got to find a way of doing that. You've got to bring them up to people. Take a look at our FAQ, and then you can put in all the things that people might have doubts and fears about, anything that they might be worried about, anything that they might have which would be classed as an objection in sales parlance. And you can answer them there so that you're not missing out on sales because people didn't have all the information. When people say no to something, N-O, it is often because they don't K-N-O-W enough. And an FAQ section is one way of solving that in your funnel. 7, a how it works page. Put in something that breaks down the process for actually how you deliver and what you deliver to solve your customer's problem. Let them know exactly what they're going to get and how it's going to work for them. And that way you'll start building trust and confidence, and it'll make it easier for people to make that purchase. Rule 8. You should always have a unique selling point, something that is unique to you. And talk about benefits. There's the old adage about if you want to sell a drill, you don't talk about the drill, you talk about the hole, because that's what people want. The benefit of owning a drill is it'll make a hole. And that is what people want. They want the hole. And to get that hole, they go and buy the drill. So you don't sell features. You don't say, well, we've got a drill here that will plug into any PowerPoint and works at so many revs per minute and all this sort of stuff. You say, you want a hole. This is the best tool in the world for providing you with that hole in the easiest, fastest possible way. Okay, that's the benefit. So you should use the benefits to reinforce your unique selling proposition. Whatever it is, why do people want to buy from you? That's your unique selling proposition. Why should they buy from you rather than anybody else? And if you link that to the benefits, then you've got a really solid case for making the sale. I've got here, benefits work because they focus explaining how the target customer or client stands to gain as a result of purchasing your product or service. And it's the old WIIFM. What's in it for me? You should always be thinking, putting yourself in the shoes of your potential customer and saying, okay, if I was here and I was looking to buy or I was looking at this product, I would be wanting to know, what's in it for me? What am I going to get from this? What are the benefits that I am going to get from this? And are those benefits greater than the cost? Okay, that's what you've got to be doing. And one other way of doing this is number 9, you define the problem. I talk about this a lot when we're talking about sales and making sales. You define the problem. You've got to build up the problem. They know what the problem is, but they often forget how big it is, what it is that's standing in the way, this massive thing. You've got to make it so big that they can't avoid looking at it. And then when you offer the solution, that problem just crumbles away. And that is the power of this. And you define the problem. And you want to do that in between your unique selling point and your benefits, your solution description. If you don't make that problem really big, the benefits aren't going to seem as big. Understand? And tell stories, give vivid examples, and use a language that your target buyer can relate to. It's no good talking lots of jargon. You know, you want to just be conversational, explaining things in simple language. 10, and this is really a bit of a no-brainer, have a contact us page. You can put a simple form on it rather than have an email address, because if you put an email address up there, the chances are it'll get harvested and you start getting loads of spam. I mean, I get thousands and thousands of spam emails every day because I've got lots and lots of different sites, and I put email addresses on them as well. But a better way perhaps is to put a form up there, a contact form. I get people that come to me when we have a program where we build sites for people, and they say they don't want their contact information on there. They don't want people to know who they are. They don't want people to know where they live. They don't want people to know their phone number or send them emails. They just want people to buy their, get real. People want to know who they're dealing with. If they don't know you and like you and trust you, they're not likely to buy your product. Okay? So make it as easy as possible for clients and potential customers to get in touch with you. And as I say, the minimum is an email address, but you can put on other things as well. And the final one is to use images and icons that complement the text on the page. Different people learn differently. Many people are visual learners, and I got there like me, but when I talk about visual, I like to read. I like to see the text in visual. The images to me aren't so powerful, but most people, for example, my wife and nearly everybody you meet, is really highly visual, and they'll remember a picture far longer than they'll remember written text or spoken words. And so use them, because 90% of people that visit your website will be attracted to the images far more than the words or written or spoken. And this is also a reason to include a video that explains things on your website, because that is visual and spoken. And you can even, for the people like me that like to read, you can put a PDF in below. A PDF's a good idea anyway, because or a rich text format is perhaps even better, document, because people can take that document if they're from a different country, and they can stick it into Google Translator and they'll get the gist of what you're saying. It won't be an exact and comfortable translation in most cases, but they'll understand that and they'll get the gist of what it is you're on about. And that brings us to the usual place of questions and answers. So, do we have any questions and answers? I'll just put in as a sticky that talk.com/YT is YouTube channel, and I will also put in is the best place for last webinar, because I can include downloads and links and things on that page, which you won't get from most replays. So I've put those in as a sticky there now. So do we have any questions from anybody? Is there anybody that wants to ask me anything at all? Challenge my knowledge about marketing, or ask about anything else at all? anything connected with programs that I run, anything connected with any emails that I've sent out, anything at all. I'm here, and I'm happy to be here for as long as it takes to answer all the questions. But if we haven't got any, there isn't much purpose in me hanging around, because I'm a busy person. I have lots to do, and what about surveys? What about surveys, Jim? You wouldn't want to put a survey in a funnel. It's going to put people off. People will answer surveys if you treat them in the right way, if you explain to them why they're doing it and if they've got time, and if it's of interest to them. But if you put a survey in a funnel, they'll be opting out of your funnel. Close the page. If you put a survey up as an opt-in page, you won't get many opt-ins. The more information you ask for, the lower the number of responses you'll get. If you ask for just an email, you will get probably 25 to 50% more opt-ins than if you ask for a name and an email. If you ask for a name and an email and a telephone number, you'll probably be down to 10% of what you would have got with just an email address. There are exceptions to this. It depends on what you're giving away. If you look at an email address as something that you're buying, how much are you prepared to pay for it? If you say to somebody, fill in your name, address, marital status, sex, what you're interested in, what your hobbies are, and your email and phone number and whatever else you want to ask them, and for every completed form I'm going to send you $250, you'll probably get quite a few filled in. But if you say you want all that and I'm going to send you a free ebook, you're not going to get any ebooks going out, I'm telling you. People just won't bother. If you're giving away a Ferrari or something, people will fill out 20 pages. But for an ebook, you'd be lucky to get a name and an email address. I've got an opt-in page. I wonder if I've got it here. I can show you. Let me just see if we've got it here. Yeah. I'll put it up on I'll put it up on screen share. We have to come out. Here we go. And then we have to go back in. And there we go. That is an opt-in page that we are currently using for one opportunity that I promote. It doesn't, no freebies, nothing free offered there. Very simple, very clean page. All we're asking for is an email, and we've got somewhere in the region of 70% opt-ins from that page. Dennis says, should we get Aweber for our TCC while you're fixing the SOAP autoresponder? We have in fact fixed the, not the SOAP autoresponder that was the problem, it was the WP Profit Builder plugin that was the problem, Dennis, and that has been fixed. We've got a solution to that today, and I tested it, and in fact, no, this page isn't, but I've got a page up on on the site that I'm using to do the demonstrations on with this page, and we'll be putting this page on your site. and it's working with SOAP Autoresponder. We have a fix for that, and it is involving some upgrades in the theme and the plugin, and we'll be getting round to getting those updated on all your sites. So that by the time you come to Monday's webinar, that'll all be working. But if you've got Aweber, if you already have Aweber or GetResponse or MailChimp or some other that you want to use, then you can use it anyway. Do you or will you have trainings on email follow-ups? Angel, that is in fact the next training. If you go to register for the next one, which is up now, www.sawpwp.com/RMM. Let me see if I put that up. The next one is on email follow-ups. .sawp.com/RMM. Register for next training. Okay, so that is now there in the sticky, Angel. If we come out of here again and I go back to this, let's see if we can find it. Here we go. We put this up on the screen share now. Again, where are we? Screen share. Can't see it. Why not? Just a second. Let's see why we can't see that. Try again. There it is. Okay. 7 things you must master. You need Angel to understand all of these things. 5 of them have now been covered. You'll get them all on the YouTube channel. Funnels you've just watched. And next week is going to be on emails. And the 7th thing is perhaps the most important of them all is making the sale. And there are lots of ways of doing that, and we'll be going into that. But this is what this 7-part series, this 7-week series is about. We started with mindset, then we handled how to get traffic, how to convert that traffic into leads, how to construct your offer, and now all this comes together in your funnel, because once you've got the right mindset and you've got the traffic and you've got that into your funnel and you're converting it into leads and they're going to see your offer page, all within your funnel. And then the emails are what you're going to be doing to follow up with. And that is next week's project. So how do I stop screen sharing again? There we go. I think, yeah. So you've got the links in the sticky there. If we don't have any more questions from anybody, I will take my leave of you and carry on. I've got some massive things we're working on now with sawpwp.com that's going to make it really the #1 program. It's taken us a while to get to where we've got. We've had a lot of people in and out, and the people that are currently involved in Simple Fast Cash, which is part of Soap.com, are really in a very privileged position at the moment, and they start taking things seriously as we start implementing all that we've got planned that's being worked on now. They are going to really benefit from that and prosper immensely. Okay, well, with no more questions, so I'm going to leave you there. We've been just over the hour. Next week, I've changed it back to 12 o'clock rather than 10 to 12. So 10 minutes later, but if you register, you should know that. So go and register, ready for the emails sessions next week. And don't forget, next week I'll have that cheat sheet ready for you, and you'll be able to download that. And have fun marketing. Be passionate about what you do. If you're not passionate about it, you're really not going to be successful. So pick something that you are passionate about and then enjoy doing it. Enjoy it and have fun. Okay. Love you all. Thanks for being here. And I wish you all the best for the coming week. And if you're in TCC, don't forget we've got a webinar on Monday. I don't think there'll be any before that, but we will be covering the things that Dennis was addressing. It might. No, I don't know. We'll have to test a few sites, but we'll make sure that they're all upgraded with the right information. Some of it might come through automatically. Okay, that's it from me. Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week, where we'll be taking this a step further and kicking your marketing up just another notch, as Emerald would say. God bless. Bye.